My name is Nikki Knows. I'm a tarot card reader, and I'm coming to you today with a message of a relationship. And I feel like this relationship largely was based off of a delusion or the thoughts inside of somebody's head. I feel like somebody put a lot of fantasy onto somebody. They projected a lot of fantasy, and what I'm feeling, this fantasy, like when I hear certain love songs or certain songs that get my emotions up, I start putting it onto somebody, but that person isn't what I am thinking of and fantasizing about. And then I also heard something about gaslighting. So I almost feel like somebody might lie to themselves about their feelings about somebody. They may have loving feelings for them, but I feel like the reason why they're in love with them is fake. It's not real. It's not based in reality. It's based off of some fantasy that somebody put onto them. I would say I'm guilty of that myself. This definitely is not my energy, but my last relationship that ended a very long time ago, I do remember like how, I fell in love with her, and then I do remember like listening to certain love songs and like falling in love with her on through these love songs. And then when we would get together, because I'd only see her like once a week because she lived far away from me, those feelings, there was like a disconnect. There was a disconnect because I put all this stuff onto her, and then when I got in front of her, it wasn't that. It wasn't the delusion I had in my head. So I almost feel like that is kind of it. We have the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and then the Knight of Swords in reverse, Three of Wands. This could be like, this is how I gave to you in the past, and that's no longer how I want to give to you because it is very shallow. That could be right here. Here's a lot of feelings that I thought I had for somebody. Maybe I don't have those feelings. We have Knight of Swords in reverse. I do feel like there was an ending here, a relationship that ended, and it ended very rapidly too, almost to the point where my head spun. Like I wasn't expecting something to happen. I almost feel like somebody was cheated on, or somebody found out that somebody else was cheating, and the cheater didn't realize that that was about to happen. And when the cheater got broken up with, something else happened inside this person. I think they kind of snapped, but I think the person that put the fantasy on somebody else is also the cheater. Maybe the cheater doesn't think that they were cheating. Maybe they don't see what they were doing as cheating, or they don't want it to be made as a big deal. Maybe that's part of the gaslighting that I said earlier. That somebody, the cheater, maybe trying to gaslight somebody. But if I always say the person who's doing the gaslighting, they have to gaslight themselves originally. So any like, especially narcissism, I'm like, you have to lie to yourself. You're not only that, you're limiting yourself because you're lying to yourself. You can't get what it is that's the truth, what's really the truth. And I feel like that is it. Somebody lies to themselves. Queen of Swords, the Tower. This could have came out of nowhere. Maybe somebody was like overly critical or set down a very hard boundary. This is a hard no. I almost wonder if this queen regrets a little bit. Maybe she feels like she overreacted, or she didn't take the time to ask the questions and just ended something. Maybe she just saw something on somebody's phone and assumed that it was wrong or it was bad. But I feel like somebody got a DM or a text message, or they saw something, maybe a picture in somebody's phone, or maybe even like their last Instagram search was somebody of like an ex. And I feel like this is it. This is something that has to do with an ex. And I feel like this ex came back and charged the cheater with a crime. So maybe the ex came back and was like, hey, you cheating? I know you're cheating, or something with cheating. Or maybe the ex came back and told this Queen of Swords, a girl to girl, was like, hey, just so you know, I saw him doing something, or he's cheated on me. Just take it how it resonates. Yeah, something really happened really fast. And I feel like the cheater or whoever still doesn't understand that what they were doing was wrong, or how they approached something was wrong. Now we have the Four of Cups and then the Five of